Yeah. Well,
I just want to say that when we talk about impeded views, we're not saying, oh, have this completely clear. I mean, if you take a look at State Street, it's in a way, it's an impeded view. You don't see the whole entire, it's really the scale of that. That to me, the scale of this Sola Street compared to the scale of State Street is not compatible. State Street scale is compatible with this building, and it's not a complete view of the Arlington, but you have this sense of hierarchy. This one is just, it's too big of a program, especially this building here, and it's just, that's what I'm having difficulty with. And so it's really hard for me to say, oh, well, just move this over here, because all you're really talking about is just, opening up something. It's not that. It's really the scale and height and sense of varying roof lines and, small buildings, a large cluster of large buildings here. I mean, the corner building there on Sola and State is kind of protruding up here. There is this is not like that. And that's the kind of scale I was talking about.
I think I might be safe, and please throw stones at me if I'm wrong, in saying that the majority of commission feels that widening the Paseo will probably help, but that there is still not just sculpting, real manipulation that you're going to have to do to the massing of your buildings.
Yeah, Chairperson Naylor, that's a wonderful way of saying it. I think what I'm hearing and what I'm also feeling is there's a kind of blockiness to it that could be dealt with. There's a kind of variation that it needs. I think that's it. I mean, for me, the mass bulk and scale has to do with kind of the blocking nature. One thing I would ask you to explore, in my point of view, where there are paseos and passages, look at those edges to be reduced. I think that is something I want to share. It's maybe my point of view, but I think the edges where people walk in, those are the edges that need some reduction. It's not just widening of a middle paseo, but it's adding some variety to it. And Commissioner Sharp said it best. It just needs some. It's just too straight in a line. It needs some variety that way. And this is a very important building, so of course we're looking at this very carefully.
I would like to. Okay.
The problem is these, as Robert just said, these are parallel for the most part. And if you move off center or out of that 20-foot, a few feet, either way, you're not seeing anything but new building here. If they were to step back, the apex of this, so that when you were here, you caught more of it. This can be narrower, but this should be wider to open up that focal point.
I'm just going to say, in 5 minutes, I'm going to get up and walk out, just so you, and I announce this. But so I would like to get to unless Commissioner Sharp would like to get us to that motion and a vote. But go ahead.
Just real quick, the type of things you're talking about now would also, I believe, improve security on the site.
Yes.
If you remember, we had the lower Chapala Street where they were putting up the iron gates because people were going in at night.
Yes.
I think if there's visibility from the street, it will make that park area much safer.
Yes.
So there's an added benefit.
That is true. I would like a motion because I think we're now repeating ourselves.
Okay, I'll make a motion to continue this with the comments that we have made to the applicant team.
I second.
All those in favor? Indefinite. Opposed? Abstain? Thank you.
Madam Chair, just a last comment. I just want everyone to understand that we, the team working on this, love the Arlington Theater as passionately as anybody in this room, and we want this project to be the best possible project for the city and for the entire community and the community of people who will be living in this eventually and working there. So we appreciate it is an important building, and we certainly respect everything that's been said here today, and we want to work toward the same goals.
Well, I believe that's true, and that's
Yes.
why I think you're. I mean, that I know you're going to try and work with us because we're all feeling the weight of this.